Hello whiskey lovers and welcome to another one of Mark's Whiskey Ramblings. Today I would like to introduce you to a new bottler, IN2Spirit. And that's a significant name actually for this company because the guys who are doing this, who are bottling, they are IN2Spirits of course, and they are two. The two people behind this Belgian bottler, by the way, are Steven Demarez Tijs Denuwelare, two friends from the West Flanders. So yeah, I was really looking forward to what they are planning to release. And now I have to say it's quite daring to start a new whiskey bottler in these troubling times. It's almost 2 years now that we're all home with this corona. So it's quite, in these times of pandemic, to start a new company, quite daring indeed. But I have to say, they took their time as well to make sure that everything is spot on. And just look at that packaging. This looks nice, this looks good, this looks professional, this looks rather good. And these are the first two releases that they have just put out there. Their two inaugural releases, batch 1 and batch 2, of their whiskey releases. And what we have here is a 12 years old Blair Athol from a bourbon cask. And on the other hand, we have a 6 years old Dalmunach from, this is on a PX cask, if I'm not mistaken, a PX quarter cask. And I do believe that this is batch number 1 and this is batch number 2. Now, they were kind enough to give me a sample of both, so I do not have to open up my bottles immediately. I am a little bit of a collector as well, aren't I? So we have here the Blair Athol, and the Blair Athol is 12 years old, distilled in 2009. That's this one, and this one is a tad darker, is the Dalmunach, 6 years old, distilled in 2015. And of course you are aware that Dalmunach is a new distillery, purposely built, quite a green distillery, modern and green, built on the old site of the long gone Imperial Distillery. So these two new releases by IN2Spirits, I would very much like to put these head to head. And let me start with batch number 1, the young but feisty PX quarter cask matured Dalmunach. This is bottled at 55.2% ABV on the nose. Very inviting indeed. I get some chocolate with praline filling, some café noir cookies, remember those? Those take me back to my childhood. And some fresh croissants on a Sunday morning, fresh out of the oven, with some marzipan and some raisins, a bit of popcorn, caramel, hazelnuts. Quite lovely indeed, right on the palate. A bit feisty, raisins, plums, some grapefruit as well. The hazelnuts again and the walnuts now. I also get some grapefruit, some orange liqueur. It reminds me just a tiny bit of orange liqueur, but with some cloves and licorice in there. Honey, some salted caramel mid-palate, and even some chewing tobacco. Quite nice on the finish. Finish is medium long, dark and sweet, and candied with some orange peel. This is bold and beautiful. Now, their second release is a completely different critter. This is a Blair Athol from a refill hogshead, and it's bottled at a slightly lower strength. This is at 50.2%. Remember, this was 55.2, this is 50.2. Maybe I should have started with that one. Oh well. Anyway, a Blair Athol from 2009, 12 years old on the refill hogshead on the nose. Well, this is deliciously fruity. Apples and pears, so white fruit, orchard fruit, European. Apples and pears, but there's also a hint of pineapple in there. And the juice of young branches, if you know what I mean. If you have a twig, the sap from a young twig, let me put it that way. So quite herbal. But then I get some barley sugar in there, some caramel, some apricot pastry indeed. Nice, nice, quite light as opposed to this one, but nevertheless very round and nicely fruity. Lovely on the palate. Nicely creamy. Creamy with some baked apples in there, but also some citrus fruit and soft spices. A lot of honey, but this is dangerously quaffable. This is very easy drinking. This is a card player's whiskey. Oh, but it's good, it's nice. I like these bright Blair Athols. I also love a Blair Athol on a dark sherry cask, you know, that comes quite... But this is a lot of the DNA shines through here of Blair Athol. This bright and fruity, very accessible malt. Oh, lovely. An aperitif style whiskey on the finish. It starts off sweet, with some soft spices in there, and then it is just a tad drying towards the end. But what a tasty Blair Athol indeed. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what is making... Now this is the definition of making an entrance, you know. Coming out with a new company, a new bottler, a new Belgian bottler, In2Spirits, two very different whiskies, but both are quite affordable, still available, and actually just lovely. So I'm really looking forward to what else In2Spirits will be looking into bottling. I will be keeping a keen eye on this new Belgian company, and I wish to wish, that wasn't very good chosen. I wish to wish my good friends Steven and Thijs the best of luck. I will be keeping a keen eye on what you guys are going to be releasing, because these first two releases, they are spot on. And that's all for this Whisky Rambling, and I hope to see you at one of Mark's Whisky Ramblings real soon. And until then, may the malt be with you.